Hi everyone. Hope you're doing fine. After a month of hiatus, I've decided to come out of the ashes and revive this channel, because RBW is debuting a new group and I'm excited, so forget classes, those can wait, NXD can't. Let's get right into business, and explain what NXD is. NXD stands for Next Identity, and is the name of the upcoming group from RBW, an agency I think most of you that are watching the video now. That is house for groups like Mamamoo, Oneus, Oneus and Purple Kiss, while hosting the sublabels DSP Media, House of Card and Myri, and WM Entertainment, that has Oh My Girl, B1A4 and ONF. In fact, NXD are the first boy group that RBW debuts in almost 5 years, after Oneus' debut in January of 2019. Since RBW is house to so many popular groups, there's a lot of interest growing towards the group. Me, as a fan of almost every group that RBW debuted, am looking forward for this group, and since it has been a long while since I stand a new group, I have been really excited for their debut. Next Identity will be formed by 5 members: Wang Jaemin, Hiroto, Hyungyeon, Daehoon, and Youngjun. Not all of these members are completely new to the public eye. The 4 oldest members, Jaemin, Hiroto, Hyungyeon and Daehoon, all participated in K-pop survival shows. In particular, Hiroto is really popular ever since his appearance in Chwang 2021, where he gained a lot of fans and was really close to debut in the final group. He previously participated in Produce 101 Japan in 2019, where his charms and cuteness appealed to the general public, being even in high ranks. More recently, he participated in Boys Planet, where he ended up in 21st place. All of this made him gather a big amount of fanbase that has been supporting him for a long while now, and is eager to see him debut, since he has been a trainee in RBW since 2020. So, after this introduction, let's dive into each member, talk about their strengths, and what may be their position in the group. I'm not really into Korean standards, but I do know that Koreans liked him during Boys Planet, and it was Koreans' Japanese pick for the final lineup, so I think Hiroto will do well in the Korean general public, because we all know people always pay attention more to the most handsome members. It's not even worth arguing, and Hiroto fits really well in the beauty standards. He's also really funny. The global trainees in Boys Planet said that he and Keita were the funniest between them, so I'm really curious to see how he'll do in variety shows and lives in the group, and I can see him gain popularity within the fanbase because of that. Add all of that to the fact that he's already the most popular members due to the recognition he got from his previous survival shows, mainly Chwang 2021. With all of this, I think his roles in the group are going to be main dancer, lead rapper, and center. I think he is ending up as the face of the group, which will make RBW try to make him the center the most in the group. In general, I think Hiroto just exudes idol energy. You look at him, and you say wow, he must be an idol. He just has that aura, and that's something really important in the industry, and it's one of the reasons I think Blackpink, for example, has so much success, since they also exude this girl group energy. Edit: while I was finishing this script, Hiroto's teasers just got released. They have already been shown throughout the segment, and I just have to say, we got red-haired Hiroto, couldn't ask for more, he looks amazing in that hair color. We didn't get any hint of his possible roles in the group, but his teaser is way too cute, and I think y'all need to appreciate that. I'm not really into Korean standards, but I do know that Koreans liked him during Boys Planet, and it was Koreans' Japanese pick for the final lineup, so I think Hiroto will do well in the Korean general public. I'm not really into Korean standards, but I do know that Koreans liked him during Boys Planet, and it was Koreans' Japanese pick for the final lineup, so I think Hiroto will do well in the Korean general public, because we all know people always pay attention more to the most handsome members. It's not even worth arguing, and Hiroto fits really well in the beauty standards. He's also really funny. The global trainees in Boys Planet said that he and Keita were the funniest between them, so I'm really curious to see how he'll do in variety shows and lives in the group, and I can see him gain popularity within the fanbase because of that. Add all of that to the fact that he's already the most popular members due to the recognition he got from his previous survival shows, mainly Chuang 2021. With all of this, I think his roles in the group are going to be main dancer, lead rapper, and center. I think he is ending up as the face of the group, which will make RBW try to make him the center the most in the group. In general, I think Hiroto just exudes idol energy. You look at him, and you say wow, he must be an idol. He just has that aura, and that's something really important in the industry, and it's one of the reasons I think Blackpink, for example, has so much success, since they also exude this girl group energy. Edit, while I was finishing this script, Hiroto's teasers just got released. They have already been shown throughout the segment, and I just have to say, we got red-haired Hiroto. Couldn't ask for more, he looks amazing in that hair color. We didn't get any hint of his possible roles in the group, but his teaser is way too cute, and I think y'all need to appreciate that. Moving on to Jaemin, which we actually got the first teaser for just now, as I'm writing this script, and you can see it passing on screen right now. Jaemin has an interesting past, because he was actually a Oneus backup dancer for quite some time, which for itself shows he has great dancing abilities. He's the oldest between the members, but not by a lot, since he's from 2002, just like Hiroto, just a month older. I have watched his stages from Fantasy Boys, and he does present amazing stages, and you can notice he's a skilled dancer, and he's also really natural on stage, so I do think he's used to it as a yet-to-debut idol. But I think what makes him stand out the most are his vocals. Fun fact, while I was researching for this video, I just searched on YouTube Fantasy Boys Hwang Jaemin and watched the first stage that appeared. That was the cover of EXO's Monster they did in Fantasy Boys, and since I hadn't seen him a lot by then, I was like which one is Jaemin? And I was looking for one with black hair, forgetting that he actually had brown hair during Fantasy Boys, and I was getting a bit worried, because the vocals weren't anywhere in the performance, and then one member started singing really well, but I was focused on the black-haired ones. In the end of the performance they had a close-up in each of the trainees, and I saw, oh, Jaemin is this one with brown hair. And look at that, he was the one that was carrying that team's vocals. His energetic cover on the same show also shows how good his vocals are, at such a young age. This boy has a bright future, I'm telling you. Here's what I'm talking about.
눈동자에 호기심에 이미 난 빠져들었고 막 끌려가 날 당겨줘 baby would you please say mercy yeah mercy yeah.
Seeing what we have from Jaemin, I'm sure he is going to be the main vocalist of the group, and with his experience in dancing, he will end up with the lead dancer role too, maybe compete with Hiroto for the main dancer role? I'm not a dancer, so I'm not sure which one is the best dancer. I'm leaning more towards Hiroto, but I might be biased. Also, according to the teasers that just went out today, it seems Jaemin is going to be the leader of the group. Edit, also according to what's been coming up, Jaemin is apparently the main dancer of the group, but for some reason they didn't even talk about their vocal position in the group. Now let's talk about Hyungyeon. This boy can rap. He really can. Was watching his stuff from Fantasy Boys, and in a stage they did covering Myro, well, let's just say the group wasn't being really impressive, but then Hyungyeon started his rap segment, and I was blown away, it was so good. He got the flow, the charisma, the tone, and he even wrote his own lines. If I were to compare, he has rapping skills a bit similar to Oneus Juk, but he still has his own individuality, so you don't really see any rapper like him in other RBW groups. I can totally see him growing to be a really great rapper, and also an incredible lyricist. His dancing skills are also worth mentioning, because like Jaemin, he was also a backup dancer for Oneus, and you can see that on his stages, and he can also serve as a vocalist, since he had some vocal lines in his stages on Fantasy Boys. With that said, we know he's a 03-foot liner, and although he can have some bad boy looks, from what we got to see, he's actually a sweetie, and has a really bright and fun personality. I'm sure we are getting to know more about him when his teaser comes out, a teaser you're probably seeing on the screen right now, and get to know him a bit more. I am almost certain he's going to be the main rapper of the group, and that's how he's probably going to introduce himself as. and I get the feeling he will be the most credited member of the 5. Besides his rapping position, he's probably getting a sub-vocal position too. I'm feeling Hyungyeon is going to be the all-rounder of the group, similar to Oneus Lido and Purple Kiss Chain, that do everything in their respective groups. I just hope he goes for adopting a stage name, because I find his real name really hard to pronounce and to write, and I'm sure international fans will struggle with that too. Edit, his teaser was revealed, and it does seem like he's going to be the main rapper of the group. What a surprise, am I right? It seems he also didn't opt for a stage name, which is completely okay. Also, no more blonde Hyungyeon, not gonna lie, the blonde hair really suited him, but the brown hair he has now gives him a really youthful image.
처음이라서 방법이 없어 나는 바다 위에 떠다니는 조각해 준비돼 있어 우리 friend the highway 마음을 엮은 너는 별이 반해.
Kang Dae-hoon is the 4th member of NXD, is also a O3 liner, and that has a bigger experience in the K-pop survival shows, since he participated in the Origin, AB or What? That formed the group ATBO, and also in Fantasy Boys, where he actually reached the final just like Jaemin, and both were part in the top 12 before the final episode, but they didn't make it in the final. Despite his young age, Dae-hoon actually has a different vibe than the other members, because he has a more mature look to him, and he raised a lot of attention in the show due to his physical appearance, because the boy is beefy. But that's the least, because he's actually a great vocalist and dancer, in his first stage on Boys Fantasy. He actually showed how he fits the idol role perfectly, by having the charisma, vocals, dance and visuals for the idol position. I said before that the most popular member was going to be Hiroto, due to his already big fan base, but I think internationally, Dae-hoon is going to be at a close second, because let's be real, K-pop stans are attracted to visuals more and more, and Dae-hoon has the visuals that internationally fans usually like. But don't get me wrong, I think his vocals and dancing abilities are already good enough for him to stand out. It's just that we can't ignore visuals play a big role in K-pop, as you can see that the most popular members in the groups and the ones that bring the most amount of buzz are usually the ones that are conveniently more attractive, according to the K-pop society standards. Either way, I think Dae-hoon will end up as a lead vocalist and as a lead dancer for the group. Edit, his teaser just came out. I have already shown it meanwhile, but wow, he really does suit this fresh concept they are going for. Also, is it just me, or he is kinda similar to V? The final member is Youngjun, the magne of the group, being a 0.5-foot liner, and he's also the one we got the least info about. He never participated in survival shows, and he was also never introduced publicly by RBW at any point, so he just comes as a surprise. According to some recent info, he was an Instagram model before joining the group, and had 100k followers on Instagram, which is a lot. By the stage that NXD had in the RBW family concert in Japan, it seems like he has a really sweet vocal tune, so I'm curious to see him sing. So yeah, I think he's going to be a vocalist. Other than that, I can't really say much more, because we really didn't see much from him yet. I think because of his visuals. I think he's going to be a really beloved member by the Korean fans. As I said, there's no point in denying visuals are important in K-pop. Y'all know how it works, but that's the only thing I can add maybe. Excited to get to know more about them. Just a quick side note before going to their debut predictions. All members are handsome, don't take me wrong. When I mentioned the visuals for some members and not for others, it was just because those were the ones that fitted more the Korean beauty standard, and how that would impact the popularity of the group as a whole between the general public. I don't want to incentivize any fan wars inside the fandom due to members' popularity, it's way too soon for that. And honestly, I hope that doesn't happen. With this presentation of the members, let's go to what I think their debut will be like. So, when are they going to debut? Only RBW knows really. They might pull a YG1 and take 1 year to debut the boys. But fortunately, that will not happen, I hope. I think NXD are going to debut in the beginning of next year, in the end of January or beginning of February, and you say, but they are already releasing their pre-debut stuff. Exactly. And that's why they aren't debuting this year, I think the soonest we will get the pre-debut song is going to be at the end of this month, and I doubt they are having their actual debut in less than a month after the pre-debut. I personally think it's better for them to debut in the beginning of the year. People tend to neglect debuts that happen in the end of the year, and tend to be more attentive to debuts in the beginning of the year, because of that old motto New Year, New Me, but also because at the beginning of every year, people are just curious to see the new direction of K-pop for the year, so they reach out of their usual bubble to look for new songs and groups. And that also worked for Oneus and Purple Kiss. How's their debut going to be? Well, before stating my prediction, I just wanted to change my prediction didn't change a bit after seeing the teasers, so I had this prediction even before the first teasers for the pre-debut. So yeah, I think they are debuting with a Boy Next Door concept, not the group, the concept, it's a thing, with many Y2K vibes. I say this, because the members of this group all fit into this aesthetics, this concept is trendy, and I think RBW really wants this group to do well, so I think they are going for a safe route for their debut. It's also an image that doesn't clash with their previous groups, especially with Oneus. I really doubt they are debuting NXD with a dark concept. For example, it wouldn't suit the members as well, at least for now. Maybe when they are older, I don't think that's what RBW wants, and it would clash with Oneus' image. Now, I don't think this debut is going to be a plain Y2K song that doesn't add anything to what Boy Next Door or Rise already did. RBW always adds some new flavor to their songs when they follow a trend, and it's that flavor that will make this song successful, in my opinion. I think NXD are going to release a song really well received by the general public, due to being trendy but unique at the same time, and I do think it's going to be one of the debuts of 2024, and NXD will end up as one of the most popular groups of the 5th gen debuted in 2024. I'm talking mainly about the title track here, but I think the debut is going to be with an EP, with 6 or 7 songs, and with an intro and the pre-debut song, just like Purple Kiss and Oneus. I don't think RBW will change that, just like how the whole album isn't going to be with songs of the Boy Next Door concept, but it will also have other concepts and genres inside there. It's the norm for RBW groups, and I'm not seeing it change with NXD. What will change is what they are doing with their first comeback. As many of you know, RBW groups are known for changing their concepts each comeback, and always showing new sides of them, but I think with NXD they will tone that down a bit, especially if the debut does well. I think the first comeback will have a similar concept to the debut, but at the same time is going to be different. It will be like if Purple Kiss first comeback, after their debut with Ponzona, would be Sweet Juice. They have the same vibe, but are also different. I say this, because I doubt they want another Purple Kiss situation. With time though, NXD will probably try a variety of concepts and genres. With this said, I also think their debut will receive a lot of support from the get-go, due to Hiroto's already big fanbase. I actually think they might reach 50K sales in the first week with their debut album, the biggest sales for a debut within RBW. For example, Wang Zihao, a participant of Boys Planet, that had a really big Chinese fanbase, like Hiroto, made his solo debut a few months ago, with AI Babe, under the stage name Luvi. And you probably never heard about this song before, and that's because it didn't even touch the general public. The MV has 300K views as of the moments of writing this script, but you know how many sales Luvi had in the first week with his debut album? Exactly, 50K. Now, Hiroto's fanbase isn't that big, but he's debuting in a group which, in itself, is a reason for the sales to rise. People buy more group albums than soloist albums. He's debuting under a more known agency, and he's debuting with more trainees that have their own fan bases too. So, I think it's likely this group will have high first week sales, between 40K and 50K, and if it's lower than that, I still think they are going to sell better than any other debut in RBW. Join the pre-existing fan base, and the general public exposure they will have, and we have the combination I think will be responsible for this group's success. I might even say with proper promotion, and if they continue with the release of good songs, they will be one of the top boy groups of the 5th general. Every gen has a group that does extremely well for a group from a smaller company. 4th Gen had a tease in the boy group side, and Stacy in the girl group side. And I think RBW's time has reached, at least for the boy group side of things. We know we can always count on RBW for good music, and groups that end up leading the generation tend to debut in the beginning of that said generation. The only thing left is the promotion of the group. Well, we know RBW is lacking in this department, but I think that RBW is going to invest a lot in this group. If they aren't thinking about this, they should, because the situation now is not like in 2021, back when they debuted Purple Kiss. In 2021, Oneus were rising a lot in popularity, and Mamamoo was still in the company. Now, in the beginning of 2024, Mamamoo aren't under RBW, well, at least half of them, and Oneus are on the verge of entering their military hiatus, and Purple Kiss aren't doing as well as RBW expected. So for RBW to continue the success they have been having so far, they really need this group to succeed, and they know that. So when I said they will bet everything on this group, I mean it. Not like they are going bankrupt if this group doesn't end up having a lot of success, but we know that RBW aspires to be a bigger company than what it is now, so they surely want this group to succeed a lot. With Purple Kiss, they kind of gave up on their promotions when they weren't getting the popularity RBW thought they would, but that also happened because they had other big groups at the time. Now they don't really have another choice, nor it would be good for them to have two groups not achieving the popularity they wish for. So this group will be well promoted. And I think they are going to reach the popularity RBW had envisioned for them, so they will continue to invest in them. So, overall, I think NXD are going to be a really important group for RBW, and I think they have the potential to be one of the top boy groups of the 5th generation, starting with a very well-received debut that is going to make numbers. I think the members will complement each other really well, and I'm excited for their debut. I really have the feeling that we are going to be thankful we were here to witness their pre-debut, because they are off to something big. I personally have a good feeling about them, and seeing how RBW only releases good music, I'm pretty sure I'm going to really like their music, so expect to see more videos about NXD in the future. NXD are going to be close to the next Mamamoo for RBW. In terms of what Mamamoo did for the company and the popularity they achieved, NXD are probably not going to be that popular, but they will be very big. And Hiroto is finally debuting, for years after his journey started. Proud of him, he deserves it. It's been a while since I was this excited in K-pop, so I think that just shows the potential of the group. If you didn't check them out, I hope this video made you have more interest in them and check out their stuff. All of their individual teasers and pre-debut stuff have been released in RBW's official YouTube channel, so check it out to see more about the boys. Also, I will leave in the comments section a video from their behind the scenes in RBW's family concert in Japan, from a channel that has translated the video to English. I hope you enjoyed this video, a bit different from what I usually post, and certainly from a group I didn't post before, and let's wait excitedly for NXD's pre-debut, and then for their debut. Comment down below your thoughts, and consider subscribing for more NXD or other RBW groups content. Until the next video.
Fly me to the moon, 나를 데려가